Oké, ik zie dat ik dus wel online ben, ondanks dat ik een hele slechte verbinding heb. Hello, how are you all? I'm a little bit late, but you know, sometimes things come in between, and if we go with the flow, it's really necessary to go with that flow. Not forcing anything. Hi all. Well, it's about the 1010 portal coming up. Whoa, new beginnings, people. And in these little beginnings, obviously we ended something for ourselves. So the 9-9 portal and the 8-8 portal was a huge change for processing old stuff and going into a new paradigm, going into a new alignment for ourselves. Processing a lot of energies, like what's good for us. Now autumn starts. What are we leaving behind? What do we want for ourselves? What is necessary to do for the collective? What are you doing to withhold yourself? What are your blocks? What are you doing with your blocks? And what is the trust you have that everything will come in alignment in a higher frequency? So, what happens with the 1010 portal? It already started from last Sunday. I felt the energy shift up to the portal in tomorrow. So my experience was I didn't sleep very well. I was awake at 5:05 and I got a message the next day, like from Luz, and she said, we traveled and we worked together last night in my dream, and I was awake at 2 minutes for 5. I said, so you are the one who woke me up then. Because if one is traveling with someone else's energy in another paradigm or in another timeline or in dream state, then you will go in that flow, and your spirit will notice that you're traveling with someone doing some work in the astral world. So we were doing some work in the astral world during dream time, and it was very funny. So I was awake at 5:05. But it's also a synchronicity that says, and a sign that says change is coming your way. Huge change with the number 5, making some real progress for yourself, making progress for the collective to do the work. So everything started to align, and probably Spirit worked with us to change that energy. Because we're all in that transformational process. So, but what does it do when a portal goes open? Well, just what I said, less sleep, or your dreams are more activated, or you're awake early, or it's hard to sleep, or energies are shifting in your body. So it means that there is a lot of light coming through the earth, coming through your body to make a change. You in those portals, most of the time it's a few days before the portal, you feel your body getting heavy, you're getting tired, and you don't know what it is. It's not a mental thing, but it's pure physical, that it's very hard and very difficult to keep yourself awake. And sometimes there are symptoms with it, headaches, or feeling nauseous, or feeling very tired, and then just fall asleep. That's all possible. but also it's harder to that you need different food, like heavier foods, because you need to ground yourself. And it means that the density in your body will shift. So the more light comes in, you have to see it like a bucket of water, you know. There is water on top of it, and then the last drop will overflow it. So, but there's nothing, if the bucket is full, you can't get anything in because it will overflow. And then we have to release, and the light is doing this. The high frequency of energy is doing this in our bodies, so we can pour out a lot of energies we don't know, you know, that no longer serves us. Old paradigm stuff, old convictions, old belief systems that will really get out of our systems. And if we really in alignment with that, you know, and we're pouring it out and making those decisions, and you will see when you make the decision where you feel the most fear, and that's actually it. You know, every portal is like a new beginning. It seems like a door of glass. You have to see it like a glass door. You can see through it, but you can't enter it yet. And when this portal opens, the door sweeps open, and now it's your chance to go through it. Otherwise you will be stuck for another timeline and another period, or it could be a year, and it depends on which planets are in line with that. And now when you clear out the karmic patterns, otherwise you will be stuck for another 8 years with Saturn going direct now again. So we closed off an 8-year karmic pattern that we makes for progress and growth, you know, in our systems, and it makes us stronger. But before you can go through that portal, through that open door, you know, there will be fear of losing something, or fear of for the new things that will happen in your life, because you don't know what's coming your way. And are you sticking with the old safety and go and keep on holding on to that, or do you want the growth, you know? And every step will come with fear, because you don't know what's on the other side of the door. And the only thing you can do is trust. Raise your vibration, be in the now, and trust that everything you're closing off will come also a new beginning. So it could be that when you're closing off a family issue with your father or your mother, or there are arguments or whatever, and you go through that portal, then and there is fear to address some issues with them, or to tell them that you, deep in your heart, you love them, you know. And if there's still some fear on that, you know, and you go through it and you did it, then you see the change. Then you see that there is then you can make connection. So sometimes there is so much fear before this entering of this portal is coming up to make a new stand, that you have to go through the fear to release it. You know, if there is fear in your system, that means you're sticking to the old stuff. That means you're not trying to make a new step, or going into reconciliation, or take another job without having another job, or leaving your job before you have another job. You know, all these fears is holding you back to do the things that's really necessary for your highest good. And what's for your highest good will also serve the collective, because you're an example for your children, you're an example for other people to follow. So if you make that step, and we all make those steps, and other people see that you make the step without addressing the fear and going through the fear, but you do it, then other people will follow. And what happens? We can release all fear in this world by just follow our instinct and by our hearts, and creating more connection, creating harmony in your heart, creating harmony in your life, creating spreading your love around. Because our love isn't in our minds. You know, sometimes you make a contract. A lot of people make a loneliness contract. And what does it mean? Two people who are alone, telling to each other, yeah, I'm alone and you are alone, so let's go together. And we stick around for a while together, and we making agreement that it's fun to be together, but there is no love. Then you're in a loneliness contract. And what can you do about that? Go to your heart space. Where is your love? Where is your love? And do you want to keep it that way, so you can get the love in some other circumstances and get the loneliness with someone else, and there is no real connection because there's detachment? What are you wanting for your life? Do you want this really amazing new relationship in your life? Then you have to close some doors. So, and that's what's going on in this period of time. Getting out of contracts. First, if you have a contract with someone, or with a boss, and you want to get out of your job because, you know, it no longer serves your job, you don't get any enthusiastic anymore or whatever, see if you can transform yourself first, because it's always within. If you don't like your job, try to figure it out how to make it good or funny for you, that you have pleasure in what you do. Because when you started the job, you were enthusiastic and you liked your job, and you know, you got energy out of it, and you felt yourself proud that you could help other people, you know, and that you were one of a community in your work. And if you don't like it anymore, then you have to look within yourself, what did you lose? Did you lose your boundaries? Did you lose the enthusiastic feeling, or doing it on the automatic pilot now? Is it something else what's really bothering you? If you change this little thing, it's like a light bulb going on, you know. Yes, I like the people I work with, but I don't like the work. And what don't you like at the work anymore? So make a change that it could be more profitable for you. So there are many things we can do to change all of this. You know, it's always within ourselves. And sometimes you get projections from other people. And okay, where's the energy going? You know, is the energy going to someone else? And stick with it. Or, you know, or did you take more work on yourself because you want to please another person, because you want to get them less work, or get the workload off? You know, what are you doing in this? And when you take work on from someone else and also have to do the work for yourself, then you get resentment towards that person, because that person comes next week and says, you know, can you do some work for me? Because I can't handle it. And you say yes again. And the next week, she said, yeah, okay, you know, I'm not really going to make it before 3 o'clock. And it's really hard for me now. And can you take it for me? And I will be grateful, you know, if you do it for me. But you're not done with your own work. But you are a people pleaser, and you say, okay, I will take it. I can do it, you know. I feel good about myself because I can do it. But you're exhausted in the weekend. And you have no energies for your children, for your family, or whatever. And then you get resentment, not towards the work, but towards the person that gives you that work. And when you say no to that person the next time, then you get your boundaries. Then you say, you know, because of your work, you're giving me the work. This is the third time you're giving the work to me, and I do it gladly. I want to help you out. But in the weekend, I have no time for myself because I'm so exhausted, because I had to do the double work for myself and for you. And I can't enjoy my weekend because I'm too tired. And at Monday, I'm working very hard to do my work. And, you know, then your work is adding it. So it's getting more and more and more. So, you know, in my contract is that I have to do this, and this. And not taking your work on it. And your emotional load, what is behind it. So if you do it in a loving and kind way and you set your boundaries, then you can change your focus on the work and do it with love and kindness to that person, because everybody has their limits, but you have to save yourself. And if you don't, and the only thing you can save yourself also is by meditation, because we are containers of energy. Our bodies are containers of energy. And if we don't fill it up with the source where we get the energy from, then we're getting in a low vibrational, heavy, dense body. But if we get the energy in to upgrade our battery every day, then we maintain our energy, or going up with our energy, you know, and then we can give, because we need our cups to be full. You can't give from a half cup or an empty cup. No possible. You're working to a burnout. So take time if you need time. Go to bed, meditate before you go to sleep, instead of taking a phone or another device, or use your telephone to do a meditation instead of looking to movies or distraction because you can't sleep. because it's the other way around. So what I suggest is take enough rest. Even if you're tired, meditate first, then go to sleep. When you wake up, try to meditate in between, you know. If you go by bus or you go to school by bus, meditate in the bus to, you know, to upload your frequency so you get some rest. There are a lot of things you can do, and that's what the 10 portal does. The 10 portal does the work. It's a new start. New things are coming up in your life, and you're leaving the old stuff behind. If you starting to give your boundaries, if you say, okay, you know, this place or this person is really draining me, I'm getting myself out of the situation because I need my energy for myself, and you know, spirit will help you with it. And if I'm looking at the twin flame connections, there are huge shifts in the twin flame connections going on. And I see that a lot of twin flames are coming together because there are new beginnings. It could be that out of nothing you get contact with your twin flame. You know, or you're able to call in your twin flame or your true love or your soulmate or the one you love, you know. And there are all kinds of remedies and things you can do to connect with your twin flame. You can go and connect in the 5D. You can go in the 3D and change your energy and your space. Keep faith. Always keep faith. Because if you close a door, another door will open. And you know, it's all about the frequencies we working on. And it doesn't mean that the frequencies has to be the same. You know, people need to upgrade their energies. And of course it is really amazing when both energies are the same, but it's not possible because we're different people. You know, it's all about acceptance that someone is growing. That's the main thing. And if you don't see any growth in a relationship and it drains you, get out. Because then there needs to be separation. Then there needs to be time out. Energies needs to be shifted. And then other things can happen, you know. It can mean that you discover that there are more feelings for each other than there were in the first place. Or you know, you recognize each other and see what the same problems are, and you can help each other with that. But know that there are a lot of energy shifting, the end of a paradigm, a new, or the end of a cycle and a new cycle coming along. And doesn't always have to be that you get separated or that it doesn't work that way. But most of the time, when you get yourself, take good care of yourself, and your vibration gets up, and you know, your energy is coming back, and your humor is coming back, and you feel happier because at the place you are, everybody else will benefit of it, you know. And if everybody benefits of it, you also benefit of it. And everybody benefits by change. And huge changes are coming up. You know, we're getting the Brexit in England. And that's a huge shift. You know, the Brexit in England. Whoa. Everybody is shitting their pants, you know, but if you're in the now, sorry guys, but when you're in the now, there is no timeline. You know, they say the 31st of October and they say, yo, this is going on and this is going on. I'm not listening anymore. I'm just going in the flow and take it step by step and we'll see what happens. And you can make yourself worried about the future, but then you get the energy of worrying into your system. So why would you worry if there is no, if you don't want to worry? So why do you want to worry? Get out of the media, get out of television, get out of lower vibrations. You know, it's if you want to be positive, go to a positive space, you know, in your mind, go to a happy space. You know, if the past made you happy, you know, go back to the past, to happy memories, you know. If you it's you know, I almost want to say that, but I won't go there because I don't want to get too personal. It's about the collective energies that's going on. In the meantime, I'm shuffling my cards, so you know. But it's about, think about happy things. Think about what makes you joyful. Think about what gets you in a higher vibration of singing, dancing, joy, fun, humor. You know, sometimes we do things, we think that it's really amazing and we can manifest from it. But the person you are wanted to manifest with has no energy to manifest them themselves. So you won't manifest, you know. They manifest because you got a higher frequency and they use your frequency to manifest. So they manifest, but you get drained, you get stuck, you get all the blocks, you get all the stuff because, you know, they use your manifestation power. And because you have no energy, and really energy to give through, you know, then it's done, you know, then you get drained and you get drained and there is no power in you. You get tired. And that's what, and when the portal opens and you're already drained, you know, it gets even more heavier. Because you're still stuck in that old paradigm. You're not open to change. You're not opening up to step out of your fears. And that's the real problem. You know, you can be so fearful that can keep you stuck. And I know about it because I was very fearful for everything what was new, you know. And when I addressed the fear, you know, and I came in the energy of my childhood, yeah, that was pretty fearful, you know. And my child was most of the time frozen. And when I connected with that and I went to my inner child and I said, okay, you know, I will hold your hand. I know you're frightened to do this, but show me where you're afraid of. And my inner child showed me where I was afraid of. And I said as an adult, wow, that's pretty scary, you know, to do this. Because you don't know how it will end. You don't know what will happen. And I said, hold my hand and we will do it together. Me as an adult supporting you through that portal, through that fear. And I did things that I thought I would never do in my life. Yeah, and it was pretty intense and also very hurtful. But afterwards, I said, I don't want to miss it because it gave me so much growth. It gave me so much growth, and I'm getting so proud of my inner child. And that's really a weird thing to say, but I'm getting so proud of my inner child that she was courageous enough to make the steps with me. And then it's not only your inner child as a girl, but also your inner child as a boy, as we are connected with our masculine energy within ourselves and the feminine energy within ourselves. So we have a feminine child, but also a masculine child. So we have to honor all of them. And what happens when the boy likes the girl, you know, and is afraid of rejection? He's going to bully her. He's going to tease her, to see how much she can bear, and how much just to get the attention of her. And it could go the wrong way, because he could be up for some more rejection because of the bullying he's doing to her. And that's how children works, you know. So if you get bullied as an adult, know that inner childhood fear of rejection and wanting attention. And doesn't matter if it's a child, they want positive or negative attention. You know, when it's a distorted child, they want negative attention. If you give enough love and caring and nurturing to them, you know, they are your best friend. You know that from your childhood, right? Your best friends were the one you nurtured and you gave candy to and you played with and you had fun with. But now there is a guy coming in, this little boy. It really likes you, but he sees that you giving attention to a lot of other people, you know. And when you and he likes you also, but he wants attention and he doesn't know how to get it, because maybe he's afraid that you don't like him, or that you hate him, or that you feel, or that he's weird, or anything like that. And then he starts to bully you to get the attention. Yeah. And what are you doing? Are you going in that energy, or do you say, you know, wow, I see, I take it on for a few weeks and maybe a few months. You don't want to say anything because you don't want to hurt his feelings. And then, you know, you just start to run. And run more. And run more. And what happens? He feels rejected. And his inner child is getting angry. So there's more bullying going on, and more, and will be severe, and it will be more and they get very nasty in your face if you ask them not to do it, and then they start to do it because, you know, yeah, that's your weak spot, right? What are you going to do about it? And then this one is coming up, the Phoenix. You die of hurt because of the bullying, and then you're done, and then you say, I don't like you anymore, and I thought we could be friends, but you keep on bullying me, and I thought we could be friends. Wow. Then he sees, you know, okay, I did some things that was very nasty, and she really sees me for who I am. But then the shame is coming up because he bullied her so much. And then it's done. And then it takes time for him to get over his filth, or he starts to give you flowers or candy or whatever, you know, to make it up with you. It's not the way it works, right? And when you go through that portal and you take your child by the hand and you say, you know, I forgive you for what you did to me, and the rest is up to you. Wow. Then things are going to change, right? He can be your friend again. But is that what you want? Because it's not a power game. It's not a game to play. Love is not a game to play. Love is what you have in your heart unconditionally. How someone looks, how they act, how they are. Everybody deserves a second chance, right? But how many times do they need? How many times do they need a second time? So the same with co-workers who bully you. Same with workers, people that are coming on your path who bully you. It's their wounds. And you don't have to accept their wounds. You have to address it with love. And you can say, you know, I see that you are wounded. I see that you reacted very harsh. And how you take it on is your space to be. If you get triggered by it, then there is some healing to do within yourself. If you can say and see at a distance and say, okay, this is what's going on and this is what happens, you know, you are responsible only for your own, not how the other one feels, you know. If they feel regret because they bullied you, or they don't feel any regret, then you just have to remove yourself from the situation. And if they start to play a power game with you, don't play the game. Don't play the game. So change your attitude towards someone who is bullying you at work. Change your attitude of your wounded child. Go hand in hand with your wounded child and do something about it. Because it's your emotion, it's your feeling, it's your life. And that's changing now. Because with this portal, you get a new upgrade. You have a chance for a new start, to do it all over again. It's like, oh, it's 0 point, all slates are gone, past is gone, You can make a new start. You can progress yourself. You can address your fears. You can release old karmic contracts, and in every form. So the density is getting out of our body. The old stuff that is taught us how to react. You know, if you're cross-sided, for instance, and the child with cross-sided eyes sight is bullied her whole life for cross-sided eyes, you know, this will stop in this portal if you address and you get into conversation. And sometimes we are so scared for the conversation, what the other one will say, so fearful of rejection. You know, it's the most powerful thing we have, you know, love. If you feel that you're on a good spot and that you're a good person and that you have love in yourself, then you don't have to be afraid of rejection, because love will create your self-worth. Love will create your self-worth, the love for yourself. So if we all love each other or ourselves more, and then the next step is projecting this to someone else, then there is no hurt, then there is no, you know, rejection. Rejection is separation. And most of the time, if you're afraid of rejection, you created the separation yourself. So it's all different, right? All different angles, you can see it. But that is what this 1010 portal does. You know, new starts, new beginnings, new energy coming up. And everybody out there who's watching and you are doubting about a new path, and you're doubting with your mind that you want to make a new decision on a situation, do it. Even if you have no work, even if you have a troubled relationship, even if you are in a most difficult situation, let go. Shut the door. Step in that new era, what you already saw for months through your window. You saw the way, and now is the time to step into that way tomorrow. Make that step, make that leap of faith, and see how it will evolve. It can be that a situation changed for the better. And if it doesn't, you did make the change already for yourself. So something else will come your way. And sometimes it takes more time. You know, we're always being taken care of. If we trust the universe and let go of the control of our minds. So, and everything will come with ease and grace, you know? Ease, happiness, joy, and grace. Those lines you need to remind yourself. I'm going with ease, happiness, and grace, you know, and walk my path joyfully. And if you have those lines in front of you and you keep focusing on that point, it will bring you to that point you need to be. And everything will unfold on your path. They will throw it on your path, what's needed for you for your highest good. If you're in a lower frequency, if you're in a 3D frequency, and you want to shift to a 5D frequency, then we're going to do this, right? But if you getting blocks out of 3D all the time, you know, you get blocked, you get blocked, you get blocked, and you get blocked, then you're not here, but you want to go there. Then you have to change and focus your attitude to another frequency. You have to go up. And if there is energy that's holding you back, then you're too much in your mind space. Then you need to do some work, some inner work for yourself. Sometimes you get blocked. And when you're going through that portal, and tomorrow is that portal day, we can go through it, then it will go up. And you feel the push and the flow behind you. Everything will manifest in your life. New things will come on your path. It's just trust and let go. Trust and let go. And sometimes it takes a while, you know, it takes a few lessons to be there. Most of the time it takes a long time to adjust and to grow to that point, you know, because it could be that you're divided, still divided between your mind and spirit, you know, that your mind really wants something and really wants it bad, but it doesn't work that way, right? We all know that we can't control anything. We think we can control everything, but we can't. You never can control another person, just like you never want to be controlled by another person, you know? And then when you go in flow, and when you go to your heart space, and then you're opening up in vulnerability, then everything will be understood, everything will be seen, everything will be flowing. But sometimes how you perceive things is always up to you, you know? It's always up to you. And sometimes they throw these things on your path because it's a lower frequency, that they say, okay, you see, this is a lower frequency, and you get all these things on your path and it's not working for you. You have to move yourself out of it, and you have to do you have to do another shift to go and manifest the things you want on your own. And it's always an inner process, you know. And that's what I told you also about the loneliness contracts, you know. It's just like, okay, well, that's fine. No, it's not fine. It's not your highest purpose. It's not your sole purpose. Just to going in an agreement that it's fine the way it is. No, it isn't. It's a low frequency. And the matrix wants you to be there. The matrix wants you to be there, because then you can get controlled, right? So be and work on that free spirit. Work on your fears, you know. There's no, you know, go with that flow, and everything will go and happen. So for tomorrow, maybe you're tired now, you know, very tired because of the energies. There are, at the moment, there's a lot of war going on in the realms, because the dark is fighting the new. You know, the dark side wants to keep you stuck in the matrix, want to keep you stuck in the old paradigm, want to keep you in fear, want to keep you there, you know. And when you know and you feel that you need to make the new step and a new leap, you know, for happiness, your own happiness, where your soul and your heart feels happy, and your mind and the lower energies say to you, you know, yeah, but it didn't work in the first place. Okay, then you have to shift yourself and say, yes, that was then, it's now. It's a new time, it's a new period, it's a new timeline, and we have to shift that. So if we do that, and we shift to another frequency, and we say, okay, you know, I follow my heart, because then was then, and now is a new era, a new paradigm, a new shift, and I want also to manifest. I want also to be happy, because it's your birthright. I almost said the word again, but I could resist myself to say no thank you. It's the new portal. So go through that portal and, you know, make that shift for yourself, because it's your birthright. Even if you're afraid, take a leap of faith. The universe, Mother Gaia, they all will support you. You know, when you close something, 3 doors will open. New projects will start. New work will come in. And maybe, yes, you don't have work for about 3 or 4 months, because probably you need the rest before something else is coming in, because you were already exhausted of your first job, and you need 6 months of time to recuperate and you know, to support your well-being before something else is coming in. It can also be 3 weeks, you know. Could be that you only, because of releasing your work, and something else will come in, or you calling it in, you know. Call it in. If you want something new, call it in. Ask the universe for help. Don't do it in your ego mind by yourself. Use the energies. Ask for guidance and support of your guides, of your support system, because we're not doing it alone. Even if we think we do, we're not. You know, if Spirit says to me, oh, you have to go right, and I'm going left, you know, I get all the blocks on my way that is necessary to get me to the other side again. And maybe it takes a while, you know, but you start to learn very, very quick when you're going in flow, and then everything starts to block again, you know. Then you say, oh my gosh, I don't want to go that way again, because I know when I'm going to this side, everything starts to manifest and everything starts to go in flow, you know. So listen and meditate and meditate. Go into nature, do things what makes you happy, you know. Think about the environment. Sometimes sometimes your motor get blocked, you know, and all your energy runs out. It's time. Then you know it's time that someone is draining you, that your energy is flowing away from you, and then you need to get out. And it's just a signal, you know. You can repair it, of course, but the next time it will happen again. You know, it keeps on getting a weak spot. Or you have to change your motor. Or you have to change the part of the motor, you know, that's stuck. So that's how it is. So that's about the portal, and about energies within your system, what you can do about it. And I know that fear is always holding you back. Always. But if it's not possible for you to do it on your own and release that fear, contact me. I can help you as a fear and trauma therapist to get you out of this. I'm only in the Netherlands once 1 week a month. Next month I will be here for 2 weeks. So if you need help to progress some fear and go through, and not blaming just the other person, but it's all within you. So, and take good care of yourself. Well, let's see what's going on with the twin flames then. I will draw 2 cards. Rest and restore. What did I tell you? It's time to rest. It's time to go within. My dragon is getting stuck in my sweater. So rest and restore. It was also in the Divine Masculine's energy. So if you feel that you get drained, that your body gets heavy, that you get tired, go to bed early, restore, meditate before you go to sleep. Sometimes you just fall asleep in your meditation, no problem. Start to meditate and get that well rest. That's what I told you. Now, if you want to look for another job and the job is not serving you anymore, first change your behavior, because your thinking frequency will get you down and get you probably to the same frequency. And depths of love. Wow, this is really amazing. So when you restore your energy, then you will also connect with the depth of your love. If you're not having enough rest, then you can't connect with your love frequency. If you're going on and on and on and on and on, you will numb yourself. So go with the flow. Joyful, dolphins are playful, are joyful, are singing, are jumping, are chasing each other, are having fun with each other, but also diving deep into the emotions and in the space of silence. When they dive deep into the ocean to communicate with each other on that level, then they will hear each other better. So when you want to communicate your love, or you want to communicate your emotions, you need to dive deep within those emotions to understand each other's frequency. Because, on mental level, people could be on totally different frequencies. On a mental level, people are going to be on a totally different frequency. One is in 5D, one is in 2D, you won't reach each other. When one is on 3D and one is in 4D, you can understand each other a bit better, but the gap between the 3D and the 5D is also something you need to work on to understand. And now we're going up and down, shifting from 3, 4, 5D. Make sure you stay away from 2D frequencies that is going on at the moment right now. There are energies going, to want to pull you back in the old control system. So don't believe it. Make connection, diving deep into the emotions so you can understand each other and see it in a playful and create a playful energy afterwards. So that is for the twin flames. Know that also for the twin flames there are new beginnings coming up. New you can meet your twin flame, or you can get a connection, or twin flames in separation will reconnect with each other, will see through the system and say, okay, well, this is good for me, this is good for you, and we go both our separate ways. As a twin flame, you don't need to be twin flames in this life. It could be that you will be twin flames in the next life because you didn't learn all your lessons yet. And so, yeah, don't label a new love in your life as a twin flame directly, because when he comes in your life, you know, it's so rare that you meet your twin flame, because the twin flame you meet first in the 5D, and then you can manifest them in 3D. So there are different levels. It could be a catalyzer for your twin flame. It can be someone who is a fake twin. It could be a soulmate. So what do you want? What do you need in your life? If you want a twin flame in your life, then you have to go to the 5D astral world and travel the astral world if you can connect again with your inner masculine. And when your inner masculine and your inner feminine are in harmony with each other, then you can manifest them in 3D. And then the journey starts, because you're the same. So you will mirror each other. Our weaknesses, but also the strengths, and in both ways. So I want to keep it to this. I wish you all a very great portal. Take the step, take the leap of faith, release the fear. If you need help with releasing your fear, you know, I'm here till Monday, so let me know. There's still a few spots left in the practice in the Netherlands, or for Skype next week. I'm open for Skype sessions again. If you want support with Twin Flame, EMDR, or whatever, or personal reading, then tonight I'm in Ermelo giving readings with deceased people, connecting with the 4th dimension, and yeah, it's really great. I'm really grateful to do this and give you some support, but I can give you only support. You have to do the work. Love and blessings. Bye bye. See you.